What's going on, champions? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing well today. So right now we're talking about the biggest questions, the key questions, the most important questions, major questions that you need to ask when buying a house. So if you are in the market shopping for a new home or an existing home, whatever the deal is, but if you are looking to buy a home right now, today, you got to pay close attention to this video, especially if you are a first-time home buyer. So if you are a first-time home buyer, you gotta watch this video till the very end and you will thank yourself later for doing this. If you watch this till the very end, trust me, you're gonna give yourself a pat on the back, because there's a lot of information full of great insights that you will apply right now and save yourself from a lot of pain and regret. But before we dive in, if this is your first time stopping by this channel, welcome. Consider subscribing now to join this amazing community to stay informed on the latest helpful tips for your financial wellness and success. And one more thing, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share this video with other people to help them get this information quicker. People deserve to know exactly what will help them, save them from a lot of pain in this home buying process. So let's jump right into it. So why is this important? Why do these questions matter? Like I said, these questions will save you from a lot of pain, but most importantly, these questions are designed to leave you with the utmost satisfaction and fulfillment when you are done with the home purchase. So when you are done with the home purchase, these questions will help you get away from that regret and the pain that some people have after they've purchased the home. I'm sure you know someone who's purchased a home and then down the line they just have some regret on their home purchase. So we're going to talk about these questions right now. The very first one is this the right fit for me? So you got to ask yourself this question. This is a very personal question, but the reason for this question is you want to make sure the home that you are buying matches your lifestyle and that this home is not just an emotional decision, because sometimes you get some vibrations in you that just feels like I got to buy a home and I got to do it now. But this is the deal. You got to make sure this home is the right fit for you. So if you are single, you got to ask yourself, what amenities are around this home or in this home that makes life easier and enjoyable for me? If you've got a family, you got to think about the walk score. So what's around the area, the schools, you got to think about the safety, the neighbors, things like that, the neighborhood, right? You want to think about that from the lifestyle perspective. So this is very personal. Once you find a home that works for you, the next question that you got to ask is, what can I afford? So how much can I afford? This is always a deal breaker, right? Especially if you are financing the home. And all of these questions are based off of mostly those who are first-time home buyers and also financing the property, which majority of people are financing their properties these days. So in order to find out what you can afford, you want to go through a pre-approval process. So check out this video right here. This video walks you through how to get pre-approved easily and quickly, right? So you want to make sure you know how much you can afford, so that way you are not house poor. So what do I mean by house poor? Well, most of your money is going to your house payments and you are broke. That's not a situation you want to be in, because this is going to leave you unhappy. Ask people who have done that. They'll tell you all about being house poor. So number 3 here is, what will the closing cost be? So most people think, okay, the bank says I got to put down 20%. 20% of a $200,000 home is $40,000, or maybe $100,000 is the cost of the home. And the bank says you got to come up with 3.5% for the FHA loan. Now guess what? That's $3,500 on a $100,000 house. And you were thinking, that's all I got to come up with? No, you got it twisted, my friend. So you got to come up with what we call the closing cost, and the closing cost could range from 2 to 5% of the price, the purchase price. So this is what you pay. This is due at closing. This is due before you get the keys to the house, you got to pay the closing cost. So I just want to make sure you understand this very closing cost and that you are factoring that into your budget of what you can afford. So number four is, what is my credit score? So your credit score, like I always say, is just a way to measure your credit habits. So how well have you paid your bills? Your credit score is reflected on your credit report. So lenders use this to determine how much rate you will be paying for the loan on the property, the mortgage. So your mortgage rate has some depends on your credit score. So your credit score is very important. It impacts your payments, your monthly payment, your principal, your interest, the interest you pay. So your PITI, the total payment that you see, has a very huge factor or a very huge component that revolves around your credit score. So your credit score is something you got to check, and you want to leverage your excellent or good credit score, if you have that, to get and shop for better rates. So the next question you got to ask here is, what is the comparative market analysis? So CMA, so are the comps. That's what this is typically called. So you want to ask your realtor, you want to ask, what are the comps? You want to understand the market trends and what exactly is happening in the area that you are planning to buy. What has sold lately within the last 6 months, the last 3 months. You want to understand, because the one thing you don't want to do is overpay for a home. Remember, it's cool when you are shopping for the home, but until you go live in the home and you start figuring out that, man, you paid $50,000 more than your neighbors, you start getting mad. So you want to make sure you understand what's happening in the neighborhood. Now, you want to get the full insight and ask your realtor for the comparative market analysis. So number six is any home inspection report. So you want to make sure you are asking the seller or the seller's agent, your agent. You want to make sure you are asking, is there any inspection report for this property? And the reason is, you want to understand what's going on behind the hood or under the hood. You want to understand what's really going on in this property that no one is disclosing to you. So most times, sometimes some lenders perform the inspection report, but most times this falls on you, the buyer. So you want to make sure you are asking about the inspection report to save yourself from underlying liabilities or dangers or issues and stuff. So number 7, you want to ask any rehab work. So are there any repairs or extra work needed in this property? Is the seller selling this home as is? And the inspection report will tell you if this home needs any work. So you want to make sure you are doing your due diligence, getting that inspection report and checking if this home needs any extra work. Because guess what? You can go back and ask for seller concessions. So you can ask for credit from the seller if the home needs some type of work or some type of repair. So make sure you are doing this. Number 8, so you want to ask how many days on the market. And here's the reason for this question. When you go in and you ask your agent, how many days has this home been on the market? You are gauging to understand what you will offer or how much you are going to ask, put, towards your offer letter, right? So the number of days, usually the number of days on the market impacts the home prices. If the home has been listed just for a few days and there's multiple offers or interest, best believe this home will go quicker and at the asking price, if not over, especially in today's market. But if the home has been sitting on the market for 250 days or months, best believe the seller is going to be so eager or so willing to give you what you are offering, especially if it's within reason. So you want to know the number of days on the market. Number 9. So number 9, you want to ask yourself something that most people miss. And this is the reason why most people are dead broke today and don't have any savings for emergencies in their bank account. So you want to ask yourself, how much is the ongoing cost? So besides your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, PITI, you want to ask yourself, how much does it cost to carry this home month after month, year after year? You want to ask yourself, what's the ongoing cost, the maintenance cost? Remember, it's just a home, right? But understand, there are things in this home that make the home livable. Things like your hot water heater, things like your air conditioner, things like your heat. And these mechanical systems can go down anytime. And when they go down, they're going to cost you a lot of money. Now, besides the mechanical things, you've got things like your lawn maintenance, things like your gutter cleaning. I mean, you've got a checklist of maintenance items that you have to perform every season. So you gotta be asking yourself, what is the ongoing cost for me to maintain this home? And you got to ask yourself, is this within my budget? So you want to make sure you are doing this. So next up here is number 10, and this is the last but not the least, right? So number 10, you want to ask, how hot is the housing market? You want to understand what cycle or what stage we are in this crazy housing market that no one really tends to understand, right? So if the housing market is so hot right now, or let's just say the housing market is so hot, you got to understand that it is going to be a seller's market. But when the housing market is just right there, you have some more leverage. You have some opportunity to negotiate and even ask for lower than asking, and even offer lower than asking price. So the housing market really tells you how much you got to offer. So you use that as a barometer or as a measure to understand what your offer price will be. So I hope this was very helpful to you. And just last but not the least, I keep saying last but not the least, the bottom line here is all of these questions are very important, and they revolve around affordability for you and sustainability. Remember, in order for your home to be sustainable, in order for you to be happy, you got to be able to afford the home, and this has to last long. The satisfaction has to last long while you are living in that home. Even if you were there for 2 years, it has to be very fulfilling to you, and it has to be sustainable for your goals. So if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button now to avoid missing out on other important information on this channel. See you in the next video. Stay safe and thank you for watching.